What's up YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Today in this video we're going to be doing this build. It's a Phantom frame, a GepRC Phantom, and all the components are from my Larva-X frame, which had broken, so I decided to just put them all on this frame here. So let's get into the build. Alright, so I got all the parts out here that are going to be going in this build. Here we have the Happy Model EX 1103S 7000 kV motors. These are the same ones from the Larva-X. We're just putting them on here. Then I got a little bit of dampeners here and screws. This is the XM Plus that was on there. I removed it because I'm going to be using a tracer receiver. We have the top plate, got the Runcam Thumb Pro. This cable here is what I made to power the Runcam Thumb Pro. Right here it's a 5-volt regulator that you can power off 2-cell to 8-cell LiPos. And then you just plug it into the camera here. I have a video that I made on how I made this, and if you guys want to check it out, I'll have a link to the description, and you guys can go ahead and go look at that video. It's a really good video if you want to be able to power up your camera easily and swap out the cable from one drone to another. That's just the video for you, so go ahead and check that out. Here we have the Runcam Nano 2. I'm going to be putting this on the build. I'm going to be using the Diamond VTX here, which has power levels of 25 milliwatts, 100 milliwatts, and 200 milliwatts, and switchable with smart audio. Now here I have this whip antenna, and I printed this little TPU holder that's going to go on the back standoff and hold that antenna nicely. So here is the original Larva-X frame that I had all these components on. Now the frame broke here on this arm right here. It had broken a little bit, not fully, but it's bending, so that's why I decided to get a new frame and go ahead and replace it. Originally I was gonna get the same exact Larva-X frame, but I decided that I'm gonna change it up a little bit, because that Runcam Thumb Pro, it was going to be a pain in the ass to mount that on the Larva-X, because there really isn't any good mounting points. So the GepRC Phantom frame that I got here was my solution. It's going to be easy to mount that camera up there. So right here, as you can see, I've already installed the Crazy Bee F4 Pro V3 all-in-one flight controller. And in the back here I have the tracer receiver, which I've already soldered on. Everything's wired up. And the antenna here is in this little TPU that goes over the standoff, so it's nice and tucked away there. So this is how it's going to be. This cable here is actually for that 5-volt regulator to power the Runcam Thumb Pro, and it's soldered to the voltage of the battery. Alright, so let's start building this thing. Get some screws and let's put these motors in. I'm not sure how much these little TPU motor dampeners will actually help. They might actually not do much, but I'm gonna try them out, and if they don't help really, I'm gonna take them off. I'm not gonna really add on extra weight, even though it's not that much. But if they don't really help, then I'm gonna get rid of them. Alright, so there we go. We got our last motor on. Make sure all these screws are tight. Alright, there we go. So now that we got our 4 motors on, let's go ahead and plug them into our flight controller. Alright, so we got our motors plugged in. Next, let's mount this Diamond VTX here. And now let's plug in the cable from the flight controller into our VTX. There we go. Try to tuck those wires in a little bit so they're not sticking out there. So just push them in under the VTX board. Alright, let's grab the camera and plug in the camera. Let's grab the whip antenna. We're gonna slide that TPU over the back standoff. There we go. And the wire is just long enough to reach to the VTX. So we can go ahead and plug in that UFL connector. Be careful with these, they're very gentle, so don't force anything. Make sure you get it lined up right when you're plugging it in. Next we're going to grab some of these little nuts and we're going to put them onto these screws here, and we're going to tighten them down to make sure that our VTX and our flight controller is secured and won't come out. So let me plug in this 5-volt regulator for the Runcam Thumb Pro. Not sure where I'm going to actually mount this yet. I'm thinking of just putting it under the flight controller like that. There's just enough space to push it in there. I'm not sure if it's going to be a good spot for it, because with vibrations it might come out during flight. But we will put it in there for now and test it out, go flying with it and see if it holds up. If it comes out, then I'll have to find another spot for it that's a little more secure. Alright, let's throw on the top plate here. Let's line everything up. As you can see, I got a little bit of UMA grip on the top frame. I just kind of cut a thin piece like that, so hopefully that works well and holds the battery. Obviously I'm gonna have a battery strap over top of it also, but the UMA grip will give it some nice stickiness and the battery won't be sliding around in there. Let's get these last two screws in here to hold the top plate down. There we go, and the build is pretty much complete. So we got all the parts from the Larva-X in here. Gonna have to reroute this wire a little bit so it's not sticking out everywhere, but make sure that it's long enough to reach your camera. Let's get a total weight here of the drone. I know this GepRC Phantom frame is about 4 to 5 grams more than the Larva-X frame, but here we have total weight 58 grams. That includes the TPU mount for the camera. Here with the camera we got 78 grams, and with this 3S 350 milliamp hour LiPo we're coming to a total of 109 grams, so not bad. I got some other LiPos I'm gonna be using, so here is another 3S LiPo, and this is a 450 milliamp hour LiPo. So with this one the total weight is 119 grams. And then for the last LiPo I got this 4S 450 milliamp hour LiPo, which is the biggest one I'm going to be using with this drone, and that comes out to 128 grams. So not bad overall with any of those LiPos. Should be pretty good. So let's get this camera on here and let's make sure it's sitting on there nicely. Tighten up the screw. I'm going to use this GepRC battery strap which came with the frame. I'm going to slide it under there and then place the battery on top here. I'm going to use this 353S. It's one of the smallest batteries and the strap is large enough and might not work for the 4S, but I have other straps that I might use. So there we go, we got the battery strapped in. And that's pretty much it, guys. That's the full build there. If you guys like this build, give me a thumbs up. Comment down below what you like about it, what you don't like. Let me know if you're gonna try this. I hope this actually flies pretty nicely. I'm gonna go ahead and test it out in a few days. But it looks pretty awesome. It looks way nicer than the Larva-X, so I'm liking it a lot. So yeah, let me know, guys, in the comments below what you think. Please subscribe if you like this kind of videos. I'll be coming out with videos once a week at least. So subscribe, give me a like, I really appreciate it. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.